intentions are really just to go through the board and make sure everything's clear. And if anything's not clear for the issues that need to be done, then we can go through it and prioritize it, and then hear of any latest updates from Vitor and Pedro, of course. Um, that's pretty much it. As far as distractions, none. I'm super stoked for this call. I'll pass it to Vitor.
To align what still have to do to have it up and running and check if there are new issues and things that people found in the user testing, and align them when we can kill them. So it's up to go, and I'll pass to Pedro.
Hey guys, so my intentions today is to show a little bit of what I'm doing on the front end and I implemented on the last 2 days. Besides that, I want to maybe make a discussion here about the issues because I was looking at the issues that you guys created, and there are some issues that are more related to the back end than the front end, and then probably we can split this in a more organized way. My distractions right now is that I'm babysitting my brother, my little brother, and sometimes he can come here and talk, so I will have to mute a little bit. Besides that, everything's fine. And I will pass to Lauren.
My intentions for the call are just to sync up with everybody, hang out if we go through the board, just to see if there's anything that I can help with or contribute to, and just distracted by the being grumpy morning. But I'll pass it to Zepti.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, my intention also is just to sync up, and I was playing with the dashboard like on the last pram parties, and I didn't run into big issues. So yeah, pretty nice job, guys. I'll pass it to Nagan. Intentions and distractions.
Oh, okay. Well, intentions just sync up, see how it's going, and distractions none. I don't know who has gone yet. Pedro, maybe.
You were the last one.
Yeah. We started early. We're going for it. So yeah, well, let's start with Pedro's front end. You want to give us the demo? That's always fun.
Yeah. So we share my screen, but the changes that I'm currently doing is not me. You guys will not be able to see because it's most part is infrastructure. So one of the things that Victor told me is that you guys want to have more persistent parameters. So if I change here and do a refresh, everything is going back to the default. And right now I'm implementing the local storage function. So this will be storage on the browser of the guys that are using the app. And if they refresh, the same parameters that they are currently inputting here will be displayed. And besides that, I'm working on some issues that you guys created. So there are some misaligned problems that we have on the headers of the tables. The icons here sometimes are breaking the card. So currently I'm fixing these issues, and probably tomorrow you guys will be able to see on the main deployed app. Another glitch that I'm trying to solve is this one, that every time that we use the hover here, we refresh the chart. I'm really mad with this, and I'm trying to solve because it's pissing me off. But yeah, mostly of the changes is this gray area between backend and front end, and it's not entirely visible on the front end that I'm doing these changes. But my main focus right now is to close the maximum of issues that I'm receiving on the repository. And talking about that, I want to discuss with you guys some details here. So I think that we are receiving a lot of issues here, but I think that it's best if you can focus on which place we should put the issues. So when you guys see some problems with the visual part of the front end, so I think that we are creating too much steps, or the headers are ugly, or the icons are not placed right. You should go to the front end repository and create the issue. But I think that mostly of these issues regarding the math here, I think that Griff is creating. And I think that it's better if you go to the backend repository, because then the guys of the backend can see it, follow it better, because they don't receive notifications when you create a issue here. But besides that, I don't think that there's any problem. Just this. So this is a perfect issue for the backend. For example, you notice that there's something that is not calculated correctly. You know. Uh, I don't know if you guys understood what I said.
Totally. I thought we were just putting all the issues in the front end one, but I can definitely split it up. My
Yeah.
bad.
So this is not a problem, because the only different things that I have to talk with Nugan and Victor to look at the front end issues repository, and they can see the issue. But if you create directly on the back end, I think that is easier for them to know that that is something that they have to change. But besides that, I think that the issues that you guys are creating are awesome, and especially Griff and Mitch are creating a lot of issues, and it's helping a lot. And Mitch is actually trying to fix some of them, and it's really nice.
Nice. On one of the things you mentioned was making the variables more persistent,
Yeah.
especially for the paragraphs at the end. Are you including that part?
Can
Because
you
the real
repeat?
when you go to the submit page and
Mhm.
you type stuff into the strategy box, submission title, overall strategy, if you click back, it just disappears, and it's really tragic.
Yeah, this is the one that I'm currently finishing the implementing part, because the parameters are good. I just have to deploy, but I forgot to do for the strategy stuff. And then it happens what you told exactly saying right now. I type a lot of things here, and then I click back, and I was pissed off. And then I start implementing the local storage strategy for these ones too.
Nice.
Do you think that there is another thing that you want to make it persist? Like, we
Well,
have a lot of checkboxes on the learning part. Do you want to persist that too? Like, if I already learned it one time and click at the checkbox, I don't have to click again. I can go directly to the next button.
how much work is it?
Oh, I don't think that it's too much work. Something simple.
I mean, if it's simple, then sure, but it's definitely not nearly the priority that the strategy is. If
Yeah.
people have to click through the learn and they have to like have the option to read again, it's like it's fine to me at least. I don't know if someone else feels differently, but the strategy boxes, that's like high prio for sure. Like I don't think I can do a param party without either warning people about that issue or just waiting.
Problem. Okay, I agree with you. We have to focus on the strategy first.
Yeah, and just like I mean, focus on the big things, you know. So then we can anything that a lot of the back end stuff is pretty big stuff, and then but if as long as we can prioritize stuff, then we can start doing param parties earlier, which means we can launch earlier. So
Yeah. Okay. I think that from my side was that. Anyone have any other questions regarding the front end, or any issues that you want uh, you want me to focus on, or something that you think that is really big?
Just approve my PR.
Oh, okay. I was looking into it. Thanks, Mitch, for remembering me.
nice. And then Lauren, you fixed a bunch of things. Do you need to say anything about that? They're kind of
No.
front end stuff.
I don't think so. It was all front end stuff, just tiny tooltips, text edits, and Mitch already merged it. So I think it should be there, but I didn't look.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks. What about the advanced settings? What's the status on that one?
So the front end was implemented by me Fabio and I. So it's already here. Some of these advanced parameters are being used by the. We can input them on the endpoint of the backend, but I don't know if they are currently using this for something. I know that there are some parameters that we are using, but sending to them, but I don't know if they are using for any math there. I think that Vitor and Nugan can say this a little bit better.
Yeah, regarding that, I'm focusing first and fix the issues that you have already with the current models. So the conviction voting, ABC, and need to talk to Naga about that before adding the advanced parameters, because then we can get sure that the like standard ones are correct and running right, and then we add the other layer of the advanced parameters, because then it's easier to debug it.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah, the big advanced parameters are the hatcher, rage quit, and initial buy. If those get slid in as a priority, that would be super cool, because it's kind of weird to, like, right now we're parameterizing without that, and it's kind of a bummer, basically. Yeah. Cool. Nuggin, did you have any? Well, Vitor, did you have any other updates that you want to go over before we jump into the issues?
Oh yeah. My main pointer that I'm trying to fix is the smaller things in the conviction voting ABC that are like wrong, and then I'm finishing to update the images and then the link. So I think I can even pass one of them to Nugget, because the link is a big one, the fork one. And then other than that, the idea is to after that to add the advanced parameters.
Okay. Sweet.
Because it's not that complex actually. It's just like to make sure that there is no errors before, because then if you add that, you don't know where's the problem of the little things that you pointed on the output of the conviction voting and the ABC. Yeah, and after that will be good to go.
Nice. Nuggin, did you have any updates you want to make, or anything?
No, not really. I was with the reward stuff today, so I was kind of I didn't see the new issues, so I'll get just right to them and work on them.
Okay, nice. Well, Vitor, how do you feel about this idea of just going through the issues really quick and making sure that everything's clear?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. I think it's better.
Okay. It looks like there's a ZenHub board already too, so I'll just jump into that. Unless anyone has any updates or anything they want to pass along, Mitch or anybody else, before we dive in.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so looks like we have add design graphics into intro and learn modules. That one looks clear and assigned to Fabio. Nothing to say there, right, Vitor?
No, I think this is in the work, right? As far as I know.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'll just throw it in there. Intro done page is missing option to go straight to config. I think this one looks pretty clear. And Fabio's taking it.
Sorry, that was for the going from the learn module straight to the config. That's what you just said, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're going to add another link in the learn module that takes them straight there. My thing is like, if we're having all these check boxes for people to like make sure that they're focused and they read everything, how do we make sure they actually read it instead of just skipping ahead?
I mean, we can't make sure.
No, but we can make it less convenient.
So then would you like to avoid this issue?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, we have that page there where it's like, hey, you need to commit 10 minutes of your time to read the learn modules. And then we just make a link once they get to the next page where they can just skip it.
I mean, we can just close this issue and not do it.
Because what we did instead was from that confused button that says learn more, it just opens a new tab that goes to the learn module.
Like this. Right?
Yeah, it should be merged in there on the develop branch, but
So then, so should we just close this issue then? Is that what you're saying, Mitch?
yeah, I think it should be easy to go from the config to the learn module without, losing your page. But vice versa is like kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get people to sit down and read this stuff.
Okay, so then I'll close this issue.
I think so, unless anyone has a strong.
Regarding that, I'm implementing a strategy that when we click on the confused button and go to the learn page that is linked with that config module, we are trying to create a button there that only appears in this scenario that send the user back to the config module. But this is for this specific scenario, and we already arrived on the config module, but we are still confused, so we go back to the learn, and then we will have a button to these people to go directly to the I forgot the name, to the config module.
I think that's a different issue, right?
Yeah, it's different, but just to clarify that we are implementing some strategies to jump between learn and config.
Okay, because I might have in that PR right now, Pedro, I have it set so that learn more button opens a new tab.
Yeah, so yeah, but I was discussing this with Fabio, and if we don't manage to do these strategies that I was currently talking about, open a new tab is the better one. But if we can, then I think that it's better if we do it that way.
I mean, right now, opening a new tab would solve the immediate issues of
Exactly.
like losing your parameters and da. So I think it would be fine. I think it would be nice just to do the new tab to start, and then
It's a quick fix,
Yeah.
and the code's already there.
Is that okay, Pedro? Or I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm down to do it better, but can we? I would like to prioritize speed, honestly.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so I'm closing this one. And so add a question. Oh yeah, this is an interesting one. Next to any text that has a hover tooltip. So is that already done? No. Yeah?
I think it's done.
Yeah,
That happens.
but the question mark is already implemented, but we are having some problems with the headers on the tables. And I have to change some CSS there to work better.
Okay, cool. I don't know if this is an issue, but there was another one about like making it so that you could click these question marks and go to a forum post. I think that we can do that later as another issue, but is that difficult? Is that a lot of work? I guess it's a lot of tedious work, right?
It's
Is it-
possible to do. Yeah. I think that it's for the best if you create an issue talking about that and put low priority and
Yeah.
give us some images as examples so we can take a better look.
Good point. I'll just put this as low pri as well. But it's happening. Is there okay, but it's probably not so hard to just make a click like that will work.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So creating audio recordings. Mitch, did you feel like there's Like we feel good on the learn modules now.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
I know an app that you just push text and makes the audio, and you can choose like between all English versions from Canada, United States, or like even a girl, a boy, and different male or different females voices. Like, and yeah, you just put the text and you create the audios if you guys are interested in that.
Does it support multiple languages?
English, no, just English.
That would be cool if you could have it multilingual.
I mean,
Okay.
I think that there's a lot of weird words here, and that it'd probably be easier to just like have someone read it. And I also think whoever reads it will be really proud of their voice being used. So, if no one wants to, then like Bowen or someone would be down to do it for sure. But
I think didn't Mount Manu express interest in this?
he did. He sounded like he really wanted to.
Okay, well then, who's tagged on it? Didn't I tag him in it?
Yep. But he's got some health issues or something right now. He's been a little bit.
I can if he does if he wants to do it, he can do it. I would also have fun.
Yeah, Lauren, if you want to do it. Yes, and just going back to that text, I think it was really good. Like, there's a couple things that Livia and Merverde brought up, but for the most part, my gut is not really to change it very much, based on the feedback we received.
So are we gonna like as it is done?
As it is on the actual deployment, yeah. Because some of this stuff I just took the concepts and just implemented it straight into the text. Because doing it from the Google Doc means like, formatting it back into the code.
Yeah, for sure. So you made all the changes and it's actually on the current deployment.
I made all the changes I felt that were relevant.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, but it's on the actual deployment. We don't have to wait for that PR to be merged.
It should be. I think I just merged it directly in. Let me just make sure here that there's nothing. I think it should be fine. No, this is on the pending PR that Pedro has to push the button on.
So once that's merged, then we can just read exactly what's on there.
Ideally, yes.
Okay, cool. And then the next step will be adding the actual voiceover, like the play button or whatever. Will that be that won't be too hard, right? Once we have the audios. I assume that's like a Pedro thing.
No, that's pretty simple, I think.
Pretty simple. Who should I assign to it?
And put me on this issue.
Sweet.
Hey,
But
does it matter what? Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Does it matter like what the audio file is? What's the best way to do it?
I don't know the answer yet, but I can search about this to see which format it's better for putting on the app. But other concern point that I have is that we need someone from the design part to implement this on the UX.
Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem.
Nice.
It's a team effort. Love it. Okay, so when you know what format you want, Pedro, can you just DM Lauren and shortcut? You can even shortcut the thing if you just DM Lauren, then she'll have it right away. Okay, cool. high pry, make the reserve ratio work and make it more prominent. Oh, there's no pictures here. Here we. So so this is basically this reserve ratio is like a pretty serious number that's important to see. Maybe this is a design thing, and Mitch, since you are our designer, I don't know if that's like first you or if Pedro or anyone has.
You want to make it more prominent? That's the issue you're talking about, right?
Make it either make it way bigger and leave it there, or move it somewhere like next to opening price or something, so it's like clear that that the opening price and commons tribute affect it. Because like you change something here and you don't see the change over here, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's
It's
cool.
like-
Okay.
This is actually working. I implemented now the number is changing. So
The number changes,
It's-
but it's like small print. It's like a
yeah,
lawyer.
yeah. But
So
for
go
your
ahead,
issue is
Pedro.
not changing it was not changing the number, but now it's changing, and we just have to place it in another
Yeah.
place.
So if we put it in that parameters card, like on the left,
Yeah.
and then maybe just format it so that it doesn't look like an input.
Yeah, so the card, you mainly have parameters on the card that, so you look at the card to see and to change the inputs of the model. And I don't know if it's nice if we put something that we want to look as a result there, because then you're misleading the user. It can cause some confusion. The purpose of the left part of our app is to input information, and the right part of our app is to see the information that we inputted on the results of the model.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the reserve ratio is just right here or something,
Yeah.
closer to
change-
the left and bigger.
Yeah, and we can change the color to the neon that we are currently using, so it's more prominent.
Let me put something in the Figma there, and then I'll tag you. You
Nice.
can set some screen caps.
Okay, cool. So this is another party one. I'm breaking all the rules here, but it's okay. It's okay. I was never good at following the rules. Let's see. How about low pry? Make a link that goes straight to the relevant configuration module from the learning module. You had mentioned this one, Pedro.
Yeah, so right now I'm almost finishing the review of Mitch PR, and then you can mark this as done. And then sometime later, when we have can spend some time on minor improvements, I can and try to improve that with that other strategy that I was talking about. But currently, we can use the quick fix that Mitch coded.
It's this small text updates, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Fantastic. So we'll just throw that over there. Low pry. Add total supply as a column to the ABC's modules and delete current and collected. This is like halfway through, it seems.
So what was the reasoning behind this?
The reason we want current supply is that otherwise this like amount out doesn't have any relevance,
Yeah, I see the value in having current supply. And what do you mean by collected, though?
Getting rid of tribute collected and just calling it tribute. Getting rid of current price and just calling it price.
See, I made some comments in there, and like, because we have new price in there as well. So I think it's useful to define like what the price is when the step starts. And I think the current price is a better definer than just price.
Well, the problem is that it uses time, current, and it's like, I don't know, that's just weird. It's the price when it's at this supply and this reserve,
Yeah, so that particular row, the current price is, and then it ends at that.
I feel like it's like these are like defining the assumptions.
Okay,
If the
but
price is this, the supply is
does it
this.
seem intuitive, or does it seem
Current-
non-intuitive?
Current means right now, right? Like if you're looking at a price point that's like with these parameters, that's not the current price, that's the price at that price point. Is that
Okay.
what you're saying, Griff? I feel like that's what Griff's trying to say.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
something
like
like price before.
When
And
I
price
see
after?
current, I think it's right this minute, right this second. Somebody just sent a bot to retrieve the
Okay.
information.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I don't think price says enough.
Price at these parameters, but I don't know a nicer way to say it.
yeah.
Step.
I mean, in one word, it's hard.
Step price. Price at step.
Step price. I mean, it's still the new price is still the new price.
Mm-hmm. Old price.
Sorry, would saying price before and price after be a problem also, or
Price
so
before,
it's in the
price
step the
after.
price before and the step after this price after the step.
Starting price?
Because then starting price
Starting.
sounds like opening price.
What about just price? Like price.
Yeah, that's what I was
Maybe?
suggesting.
Okay.
One
Price.
thing that I think that probably makes it more confusing is that they're not together. I think probably if you said like current price and new price side by side, it will be pretty clear that one is like the one before the step and other is the post step. But when you both put them like far away from each other, then I think that's confusing.
Putting them next to each other would be a little weird too. Because like it's kind of chronological in a way. It's like, okay, here's
Yeah.
the current price, the supply, this much comes in, this amount of tributes collected, this amount of TEC is out, the new price was this, the price slippage was this. These are like the results. It's like
Mhm.
the setup, the action, the results.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you been hearing me before?
Yeah, you were saying price before and price
Oh,
after.
okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was again this mic stuff. Okay, because my computer was acting weird. So sorry. Yeah.
Well, Mitch, I'm happy for you to. Are you down to take that on and just sort something out?
Yeah. Yes. I'll change current price to something. I think tribute collected seems an intuitive term instead of just a single word.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Like, was there any specific feedback that made it look confusing?
No, it's just unnecessary words. It's like these two lines, you know?
Just make your screen really, really tiny.
It's like, oh look, now it's all one line. But if we got rid of collected, you know, it's
Okay.
like
I mean, it's just, yeah, I feel like that even if it's two words, it says it all. And so if we try to like trim it down to one word, it becomes less explicit. I mean, having two words causes no harm. It just makes it more clear, even if it's aesthetically might be less pleasing.
Yeah, I mean, I made this specifically so that we could get rid of current and making
Okay.
current total and then getting
Yeah.
rid of collected. That would just make this more likely to be cleaner, you know?
Okay. Well, MetaVerde put up a really good comment there with current price, and so I'm happy to work out something for that. And current supply in the PR is changed to total supply.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I trust you to do what makes sense.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll look for some high priority ones. Open a Learn module in a new tab. That sounds like this is attached to that other pull request.
Sorry, your screen looks like it's frozen. I can't see what you're looking at.
The opening.
You're frozen in general.
Opening a Learn module in a new tab. This is issue 69. Oh, wow. Nice. Memeable issue.
So this you can link to the.
I think it's
PR.
small text updates is
Yeah.
going to close this.
Yeah, it should.
Mitch?
Yeah. Am I frozen now?
No, it's Griff.
You're good, Mitch.
Okay, I'll just close Discord and come back.
So, Mitch, I finished reviewing your PR. I just made a minor change. In all the other cards, we have the Learn More button close to the next and back button.
Mm-hmm.
And you inverted the place with the how to use the simulator, and I just I copy the order that we are using on the Figma, and then I already merging your PR. Nice work, man.
How did you wait? So you changed the how to use the simulator. Where did you change the positioning of that?
So let me share my screen here a
Yeah.
little bit, so then I can. It's better if I do this. So you can see that in the other screens we have the Learn More
Oh yeah.
button
Yeah.
next to this, close to the next button on the end of the card, and then I just inverted the order here.
Because the
Okay.
thing is when I think of this, I think of the learn more should be attached to the inputs, right?
Yeah, but everything is an input, right?
Right, but
Steps.
this learn more is more specific about the inputs that will design the commons, whereas the how to use the simulator only refers to that bottom section there, right? So the learn more should be affiliated more closely with the actual inputs. So that's why I put it there.
Okay. No problem. I will change this again.
Does that make sense to anyone else? Like the learn more should be directly linked to the actual input parameters and not get lost in like that simulator thing at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe yes, it's better.
I don't understand.
I think it makes sense what you're saying, Mitch. Like you do the learn more for the learn module. He's saying to put that underneath the opening price, commons tribute, entity tribute, so it's attached to the parameters that you're learning more about there.
Right. So they read the parameters and they're like, oh, that doesn't make sense. And then, you know, it said confused before, now it says learn more, right? So after reading the parameters, it doesn't make sense, they can click learn more. And then if they go through the market simulator, they're like, what? And then they click how to use.
Yeah, I will make look like you coded. Just a minute. I will just revert my commit.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad the rest looks well. My linter's working fine, so that's a really big relief.
Do we need an issue for that, or is that easy?
No, Pedro just has to revert the commit, and then it's done.
Okay, cool. Okay, so while I was locked out in Discord purgatory, I went to organize these, so we got the high price first. So this is a back-end issue. I'm sorry for making it in the wrong repo, but the ABC table tribute collected math is wrong, and the current supply is off by 1000x. So this is in this table here. The tribute collected. Let's say that the tribute collected is 100%. Oh wow, it didn't even change. Let's say 50%. Maybe they errored out. It's just not even close. It's off by about 1,000. Like it's saying $500 when the tribute collected on 100K should be 50K.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. It can be that I just forgot to multiply by 1,000 or divide by 1,000 somewhere because there's a couple of those in the backend. So maybe I just forgot one. I'll check it.
Okay, cool. And actually, maybe we'll stay on this topic. and go to 81. And like these tables are pretty hard to read. With the CV table, like I think just adding commas would help a lot. So that if it's 5,000, it's fine. But if it's 5 digits or more, it should have a comma. Like 25,000 should have a comma there. It's just really hard to read. Is this 1 million or 100,000? You know, you don't really see it at first.
You mean the 1,000 separator?
Yeah, 1,000 separator.
I think
And-
this is a front end thing, right, Pedro?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Like having the 1,000 separator in the table values, but the comma. Because I sent you as like integer, and then you as like a number, and then you change, right? It not sent as a string.
Yeah, I can change that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then honestly, I feel like this table should be formatted the same with just the comma and the full number. Because with the K, it's just confusing, you know? Like for instance, the total supply here is missing a K. So it's like the total supply is not 2,035 TEC, right? So that's missing a K, and then I don't know, it's just like you don't even see tribute collected when it's small, it's just 0. I feel like if we just put these numbers there, it'll be easier, and we can also remove the units from most of them. The only ones that need units are amount in and amount out because the units change. And this is all in the text. Is that a front end thing or a back end thing?
I think a bit of both. I can just multiply everything by 1,000 and send it as a big number, or as like a string, if that's okay for you, Pedro.
Yeah, just send me a big integer like Victor is doing, and then I can format on the front end.
Okay, great.
And with the units being there for amount in and amount out, but not for the other ones, is that very difficult?
Then this should not gonna answer because he's sending the.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I can do that also.
Awesome. Okay. And to me, this is pretty high pride because I just can't even use these. I mean, I can use the tables because I really know what they mean, but I don't think other people can use these tables right now. Maybe this one. Oops. That's weird. Sorry about that. Okay. Minimum tokens needed is not calculated correctly. Okay, so this is something we brought up before. I think this was you, Vitor, that you were going to fix this.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Minimum tokens needed. Yeah. There's another one that's similar to that too. That might want to be added. It's total tokens needed to pass. So this is along the same vein. The idea of tokens needed to pass is that it's supposed to be attached to these radial buttons. So that if it's 7 days, then the tokens needed to pass would be a number. And if it's 1 month, then the tokens needed to pass would be a different number. I assume this is you, Vitor, but
no, yeah, actually, like, can you go down a bit? 1 second.
sure.
Like, it shouldn't change because, like, you're not like that's how. Sorry, you say 2 weeks, but 2 weeks. Like, you're selecting wait, you're selecting a lot of 2 weeks, like the.
Sorry.
No. Like these is just you're not actually. This is not an input for the calculation, right? As we discussed, like this is only the. This is only the. Like the visualization in different times, but this is always 2 weeks, and that's the thing that I even created an issue for Pedro on that. It's like these token needed to pass was previously like token needed to pass in 2 weeks, and this visualization is showing like the how it behaves in different time frames, and then these token needed to pass is always 2 weeks in the backend.
Would it be possible to just to make it so that it's for every 7 days, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months?
Yeah, that's pretty simple, and like that's why it's not working, but we can add that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty simple to add that. No, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. I think the variability is where the magic is. So I'm sorry if I said it before, just to be always 2 weeks. That's my bad. And we can say low pry. But, well, I guess it's high pry if we don't say 2 weeks there. But otherwise, it's just confusing. So if it's simple, I'll just make it high pry. Many small things in tooltips. You fixed this already, right, Lauren?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Add commas to ABC and CV table. We already talked about. Add a quiz. I would say this is like low pry if ever. Maybe no pry. I mean, does anyone feel like we should spend the time making a quiz?
I think that
No.
currently with the amount of issues that we have, probably it's better if we just focus on the features that we already have.
I'll put in the icebox.
Nice.
Alignment of headers are off a bit.
I'm
Do you have
currently
anything
working
wrong?
on this.
Yeah, I don't know if the text is too big, but you can see how those little question mark images break the whole
Yeah.
line. And
I
it
think
depends
that-
on your resolution.
Yeah, I think that with the discussion that we already have had with the names of the headers, I think that this is going to be a little bit better. But I just have to give more space to this components.
And I mean, I keep assigning all these to you, Pedro. I don't know, I know Fabio can't make these calls, but that he's making stuff happen behind the scenes. So I don't know if you can assign some of these to him. Feel free.
Okay, no problem, man.
The token freeze thaw box is showing the wrong params. This is Nuggins. It's letting you. Oh yeah.
No, this is actually the front end stuff that I mentioned in the params. It's just that it's showing the same thing twice, I think.
Yeah, the token freeze and token thaw is missing token freeze and token thaw.
Here.
In the submit page.
Forgot to change some stuff there. I read correcting this. You can assign me.
Yeah, this is high pry.
This is awkward. Almost sure that I didn't.
Ooh, that's awkward. No, it's okay, man. It's amazing that how few bugs there are. Really, honestly, it's very clean. Turn confused and learn more. That's going to be closed by the. Oh, it's merged.
Yes, it's merged, man.
Nice. So then I can just
Thanks.
close this, right?
Yes.
Thanks for making all these small changes, Mitch. It's really cool. On Firefox, to learn more pop-ups get cut off. Do we choose to support Firefox, guys? How do you feel?
I can take a look on this. I didn't.
But-
I don't remember that if we discussed this. This is
Okay,
awkward
but
because
see,
I
look
think
at-
that Tailwind supports.
Oh, you have the same issue on Brave.
I had the same exactly. So this isn't Firefox specific.
Yeah, you will take a look on that. But this is awkward because we are using a tool that manages the CSS for us, and it shouldn't be happening. It's really awkward.
I love your use of awkward. It's great, man.
Thanks.
It's really funny. It's like, oh, this is really awkward. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I love it. This is but I still think it's relatively low pry. So, did it not update? Sometimes I shout low pry, but when you click back to adjust the parameters, you lose the data. So you're already working on this one, Pedro. I know about it.
But this is high pry, right?
Yes, this is high pry for sure. Sorry for the inconsistency on these high pry, low pry, spelling, whatever. Okay.
We'll create some tags.
Yeah. This is also high pry. Did you guys see this? There's like this extra conviction voting period days, which isn't a parameter, but just kind of snuck in there at the end. It's kind of funny.
This was me. I thought that someone forgot this one, but yeah, I will remove that.
I don't even know what it means, but
This is
funny.
the one that
We're forcing
we
people
changed
to
with
vote
the
for
chart.
Yeah, we're all forcing people to vote only on one of time.
Yeah. Issue generator. The summary table shows the commons tribute number twice instead of the exit tribute on the module overview. It's right though. It's just a summary table. Oh, this is in the issue, and I think you saw this already, right? Vitor. This is like the commons tribute comes twice. The exit tribute is missing.
Yeah.
Is it closed or is it still on the to-do list?
No, yeah, it is in my local branch, but not merged yet.
Okay, cool. Almost there. Are we allowing the user to add as many steps in the ABC simulator as we want? It was supposed to be max of 6, but we can keep adding it. Is this a bug or a feature? Mitch votes feature. He told me.
I think he might break. Like
Yeah.
the UI is not made for that. Like if you add too many, it will probably break.
What I found though was that it just actually adjusts, like the buttons get smaller. Like I added 20 or something onto it, and the buttons just kept on getting smaller. So it reacted.
Do you guys want to add? I have to fix this because if you add like 50 steps, it will break. But I can fix it to limit the amount of steps or to just make it more responsiveness. It's your call to make. What do you prefer?
I can also just send the first 6 or 7 steps from the backend, whatever you prefer.
Mm-hmm. But the user could still keep making steps. It just wouldn't show up.
Yeah, if this happens, I can't make the user delete some steps because he will not be able to interact with that.
Well, let's limit it then, because I think
Okay.
that seems like the easiest solution. We probably don't want to break it. So should we limit it to what we originally said of 3 steps?
Like the effort to make it allow 20 or more steps and to limit it to 6 is the same. You can choose what is better for the models and the parameters input.
Mm-hmm. Because we're only going to use the first 3 anyway when we're comparing proposals.
So we can limit it to 3.
Well, no, we're only using the market scenario. So those 3 initial steps are going to be that show up.
Yeah, when we do the issues, when we make
Yeah.
the issues for voting. What about 10? You saying it doesn't matter? It's the same effort to limit it to whatever number we want, Pedro?
Exactly.
Maybe we just say 10. I'm sure that's more
10's a
than
nice
enough.
number.
What?
10's good.
Cool.
So adding 7 extra steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there will be maybe actually 6 extra steps because there will be step 0. So there will be steps 0 through 9. Keep it single digits.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pedro. And seriously, man, like I hope you can pass some of these off to Fabio. It's like so much.
Yeah, they are doing that.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Rename current supply. Mitch, you're already on this one, and it's very relative to. So you're already on it. I'll just clear this one. I'll close this one because it's a copy of the other one. I just made the same issue twice.
Sounds good.
And then price floor tooltip is cut off.
Yeah,
So we just
I will
need-
solve that. We will move a little bit to the bottom. It's like 1 minute to the.
That's cool. Okay, we did it just in time. 40 seconds left. That's good. Well, thank you guys.